guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Kamusta po ba yung mga kababayan natin dyan na gusto po sanang i-sponsor ang kanilang parents or grandparents papunta po dito sa Canada? Alam po natin, nakapost ngayon yung tinatawag na PGP program. Yan yung pathway for PR for those who want to sponsor, again, their parents or grandparents. Alam ko, sa pagkakaalam ko rather, yung pending applications o yung mga nag-express ng interest para i-sponsor yung kanilang mga parents, no? Sobra-sobra na yata kasi doon sa allocations for that program. If I'm not mistaken, yung huling nag-invite ng applicants dito was in 2025. Tapos, yung mga inimbitahan nila, nag-express na kanilang interest to sponsor their parents or grandparents way back in 2020 or 2021 pa, no? So anyway, nakasarado po ngayon yung programang yan while the existing inventory, no, is being processed. So kung kayo po ay gusto ninyong makasama yung parents or grandparents ninyo, usually ang nire-recommend ay ikuha nyo po sila ng tinatawag na super visa. Okay, parang visitor visa po yan, pero only for parents and grandparents. Tapos, I believe it allows them to stay here for as long as 10 years. Pero paano ba yun? 5 years at a time yata, Anyway, related po dyan ang ating pag-uusapan na federal court decision. This involves super visa holder. Super visa holder. At dumating na po sa punto na gusto niya na ma-PR. Kaya siya po ay nag-apply ng PR under HNC, Humanitarian and Compassionate Grounds. Okay. Siyempre, hindi natin alam, no? Pero siguro, one possibility is talagang dito na siya nagpunta kasi nga sarado pa yung PGP program, no? Anyway, the gist of this decision is, as we will learn in a while, refuse po ng IRCC yung kanyang application. So, napunta siya sa court. And the court also upheld the IRCC's decision. In short, her HNC application remains refused. Bakit? Well, batay po dito sa court decision na ating babasahin, talagang very limited. Kulang na kulang ang kanyang documentation na sinubmit para patunayan kung bakit dapat na siyang manatili dito. She is a widow. Nag-iisang anak lang po niya, yung kanyang anak na nandito na kanyang pinuntahan. So, she is elderly and she is saying wala na mag-aalaga sa kanya kung siya po ay umuwi sa Bangladesh. But, obviously, that's not enough, no? That's not enough. You still have to prove why you deserve an application under HNC. Sa lahat po ng mga nakakausap nating immigration professionals tungkol dito sa HNC application, no, they always emphasize highly discretionary po ang pag-approve dyan. So, kailangan matibay ang iyong ebidensya, documentation. Alright? Sige, puntahan na nga natin itong decision na ito. Bago lang po ito, August 25, 2026, nirelease itong decision. The applicant is a 75-year-old widow and citizen of Bangladesh. Nasa Canada na po siya since 2018. She's been living with her son, okay, using a super visa. Tapos na-extend na rin niya. Nitong November 2023, she made an application for PR on HNC grounds. Tapos, a year later, December 2024, it was refused. Ang sabi ni officer at that time, there was minimal evidence that the applicant had provided in support of her application. So, ano ba yung kanyang ipinasa? Alamin nga natin. Ay, bago yan. Ito rin yung sinasabi ni judge, no, sa kanyang ruling. Granting an exemption for HNC reasons is an exceptional and highly discretionary remedy. The onus of establishing that you deserve HNC, basically, lies with the applicant. So, napakahalagang bagay po talaga na meron kang ipipresentang ebidensya, documentation to prove your case. Alright? For HNC. Itong anak ko, daan ng daan, sorry guys. Sabi ni judge, I find that the officer's determination that the application should be refused was reasonable based on the limited evidentiary record that the applicant had provided in support of her application. Maliban daw doon sa mga ID, the sole supporting document provided by the applicant was a letter from her son. And according to the judge, unfortunately daw, the letter provided minimal information regarding the applicant's degree of establishment, her dealings with her grandchildren, and the situation she would face upon return to Bangladesh. So, oo, sulat lang mula dun sa kanyang anak ang meron, ano. Wala daw pinrovide na country conditions documentation, okay, regarding the circumstances faced by her in case siya po ay bumalik ng Bangladesh. Nor was there any documentation provided to support the applicant's involvement in community in Canada. So ang sabi ni Judge, I find that the decision of the officer was responsive to the limited evidence and submissions before them. Okay, kung ano lang ipinresenta, yun lang naman ang magiging batayan nung desisyon. Meron pang sinasabi dito si Judge, no, sa ruling na ngayon, nagpunta ka sa federal court halimbawa, hindi pwedeng dito ka sa korte magbibigay ng bago mong ebidensya at bago mong mga eksplanasyon. Dapat umpisa pa lang, binigay mo na yun. Okay, you cannot bring new evidence to support your application to the court. Kasi wala na yung immigration officer dito to assess it eh. So, nung nagka-hearing po sila dito sa federal court, no, ang dami niya mga arguments. Ang problema, ang sinasabi lagi ni Judge, walang batayan yung arguments mo na yan kasi hindi mo isinama doon sa original application mo. Okay, I'll give you an example. Sinabi niya, si officer daw, unreasonably underestimated yung cumulative impact sa kanya, okay, of being separated from her established support network, yung daily interactions niya with healthcare providers, community members, and her regular social activities. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Ang sabi ni Judge, however, this argument is entirely baseless because, ayun na nga, there was no evidence before the officer of any interaction with her healthcare providers, for example, or any details regarding her involvement with community members or any regular social activities. Sinasabi niya lahat yan sa korte, pero wala ngang ebidensya noong siya ay nag-apply. Yun ang problema. Same, no? Isa pa. Oh. With respect to the hardship daw of the applicant would face, what she would face upon return to Bangladesh, the applicant asserts that it was unreasonable for the officer to assume that she can readily establish herself in Bangladesh since she had resided there for most of her life. Hindi rin daw finactor any officer na siya ay isa ng widow and that her only son resides in Canada. Sinasabi ni applicant, yung support system sa Bangladesh, especially for elderly people like her, okay, she will not receive the necessary care and financial support she requires. But again, ang sabi ni Judge, I find that there is no merit to this argument. Wala nga kasing supporting documentation to prove these claims. So siguro kailangan talaga metikuloso ka sa pag-prepare ng ganitong HNC application. Sabi, the evidence before the officer was that the applicant's husband passed away in Feb 2018. Tapos umuwi si Luna, please go down. Tapos, ang alam lang nila, namatay daw po yung mister noong 2018 and that she returned to Bangladesh for almost a year after his death. That was it. May isa pang nangyari dito sa federal court hearing, no? For the first time at the hearing, ni-raise daw ni applicant yung argument regarding BIOC, best interest of the child. As I indicated to counsel at the hearing, it is not open to the applicant to raise a new ground of review for the first time at the hearing as it is unfair to the respondent in this case sa IRCC. Unfair daw na dito mo babanggitin sa korte yung best interest of the child case. I think yung BIOC case refers to the caring, no, of the grandchildren. Kasi ang sabi dito, in any event, based on the very limited evidence in the applicant's materials regarding her grandchildren and the role that she plays in their lives, I find that the officer's BIOC assessment, which gave factor this positive weight, was reasonable. So in the end, ayun na nga, dinismiss po ng korte ang application nitong super visa holder na ito. So I wonder, ano na po ang mangyayari dito kay Mami, no? Kasi kung 2018 daw siya dumating, if the super visa would allow her to be here for 10 years max, no, with extensions, mayroon pa siyang 2 years to go. No, hindi naman po yata kinancel yung kanyang super visa. No? So, she is still here. As for finding a PR pathway for her, no, hindi natin alam kung ano na po ang next step nila. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. In this case, I especially want to hear from our kababayan. So again, we're hoping no na maka-apply po dyan sa parents and grandparents sponsorship program, which is currently paused. Okay, let me know what you guys think. I'll end this episode here. See you guys in the next one. Bye!